Hello, everybody. Hello, Rhonda. Sorry, I forgot I hit the live screen button. Sorry about the awkward silence. Anyway, yeah. Hello. It is Monday. It is our last Monday live, regularly scheduled. As you can tell, I'm not camera ready once again, so you get to look at my beautiful hands. So anyway, hello Rhonda, Peggy, Ellen, Linda, and Tim. Yeah, hello, good to see you all. So it's Monday. It has been sorry, my voice has gone south yet again. It's been another wild and wacky, crazy day today. Just crazy. We have had wacky weather all day today, so we'll talk about that as we go on. Hello, Tori. Good to see you. Hi, Mickey. So anyway, I just put this up here just because I had it on my desk. This was a book that I think I don't know if somebody sent it to me or if I bought it. Anyway, I started altering this with paints and stuff. And it was kind of a fun project. I never did complete it, along with about 1,000,000 other things. But there's so much white space on it that it's got plenty of room for adding color, and I didn't do anything with collage. This is just stenciling. I don't even know what I stenciled with. It's got some texture, so I don't even know what I stenciled with. I did this so long ago. This is probably acrylic paint. Probably same thing here. Probably acrylic paint. I'm not sure. Couldn't tell you. But anyway, I had it on my desk because I thought we might use it for doing something. It's pretty cool how paints interact with each other. Looks like acrylic paint, but I don't know. But I love the little book. I think I might have bought it, but I don't know. Don't know. That's funny. You do something and you can't remember what it is that you did. That's not unusual. Sometimes I can't remember what I did this morning. But it's a good book with a good reminder. I think this was a secondary page, like I did this on something else and then stamped the book on top of it. I think might have been what I did. Lots of good quotes, lots of good words. That might be on. Oh, there's another one. This is stenciling also. But again, I don't know what with. It's got some texture in the stencil. Isn't that a cool book? Yeah, lots and lots of pages. There's another one, stencils, different kinds. So just playing with the colors that either went with the pages or colors that I felt like kind of brought out something in the pages. These are stencils, both pages here. Fun book. Fun to get a book like this, you know, or find a book like at a secondhand shop or something, and then just play with it, because if you haven't invested much in it, no matter what you do, it's okay. Oh, there's my hands. My little hand masks. Yep. Have no idea what I did that with. Probably acrylic paint and a sponge. There's more. Don't know what that is either. No idea. Good messages though, you know? Super good messages. And there's the last 2 pages. That's also a stencil. That I'm pretty sure is acrylic paint. Anyway, I had that just so I had something on the screen. Hello, Dana. Good to see you. Hi, Dorothy. And anybody I might have missed, hello. Good to have you here. So we're kind of winding up our little book here. Our 2 little books. Still haven't done anything with the tins. But I thought I would show you what the plan is for this one with the as far as lettering and stuff goes. In case you're new to this project, this is mixed media paper, Canson mixed media paper. 2 strips of it sized down so it would fit inside this little Altoids tin. And then this one is just watercolor paints, just the Kiritaki, the Gansai Tambi Kiritaki watercolors. It comes in the green box. There's all different sets of those. And this was one I think I got at Hobby Lobby, but I'm not sure, can't remember. And so just blobs of watercolor that sort of were flower-like shapes, and then we just played around with finding the flowers within the watercolor, basically within watercolor blobs. Okay, so as we go through here, I'll read you what I intend to letter the quote in here. So flowers, and this is what I do if I'm trying to figure out how to make something fit. I'll do it on post-it notes, just little sticky notes, and put them all in first, and then you're ready to go forward and make put it in a more permanent form. So flowers always make people better, happier, and more helpful. They are sunshine, food, and medicine to the mind. And that was a quote by Luther Burbank. Then continuing to turn the pages of the book. So we go to the back side of the accordion. From bud to bloom, a reminder that progress is a journey, not just a destination. And that one did not have an attribution to whoever said it. So that's probably what is going to be our little book. So we'll see how much time we have tonight, whether we move forward with lettering that or not. This is the other one, the other little book, and we started some kind of hook on it. So this will be a title page of some kind. And this one was done with Tombow markers for the bright pages over on the plain pages. And the flowers were done with a combination of flare pens and water and Tombow water-soluble pens. And again, these were based off an arrangement that I had sitting on my table, just very loosely inspired by that. Some little quasi chrysanthemums. This was meant to be a carnation of sorts. These are just little doodle flowers, little weedy wildflowers. These were some green chrysanthemum shapes based on what I saw in this arrangement. This was sort of a rose. Again, all of it's made up. And then this was another, kind of brown-eyed Susan or chrysanthemum or whatever, right? And this was just purely made up. So that has room for quotes in each one of the plain spaces. And I inked all the edges, inked around the edges front and back, and then also on this side I inked in between the pages. So each little page is its own vignette. Well, there's going to be something similar to that on the other side of this book. So that is what this is all about, and I may go back and add some more details and stuff to it. I don't know, haven't decided. Anyway, then I wanted to play around with the some inspiration that I saw online a week or so ago, and it was started with just scraps, collage scraps. And so that's what we did right at the end of Friday's stream. Put in just collage scraps. Literally, these are just little tiny bits of scraps. Just here and there. Some of them I need to go back and add a little bit more glue. No plan, just simply adding scraps. Not sure what they're going to be yet. I mean, they're going to be people of some kind. And that's what we have going on there. So we're going to be playing with these little things today. Rhonda got a small set of acrylic markers that she's using on glass. She prefers the paintbrush better. You can blend with the brush. Yep, absolutely. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. So yesterday I was sitting at a coffee shop and I was playing with this idea with the supplies that I had on hand in my journal. And I had a whole bag of postage stamps, old postage stamps. And so I just cut apart some postage stamps. This one with the stripes, this was one stamp, so I just cut it into pieces. And this was another stamp, and this was the other stamp I used. I need a white pen. And so what this is going to do, I'm just going to put the sparkle dot in her eye here. That pen is not leaving much of a white dot. Let's try another one. And then I can always come back and make the sparkle dot. Once the white dries, I can always come back and make the sparkle dot a little bit smaller if I need to. Anyway, I just thought I would show you. I had no colored pencils with me. I only had some black pens. I had a gold pen, and I think that was it, and a pencil. And so I just played around with that, and just to see what I could make those scraps. I glued the scraps down. I cut the stamp into shapes and then glued the pieces down and then just started doodling. Okay? So that was kind of my practice run for what I was going to do with these little bits and pieces. So I thought we would do that, play with that tonight. Okay, so what I would do to begin with any of these is I would do a run through with pencil. If you're really brave, you can go right for it with pen, but I'm going to do it with pencil, okay? And I'm going to kind of even out my book, so I just bent part of it over so that my book is even. I'm not working on a cliff. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. And they do not have to be realistic. They can, the whole thing is just made up and fun. So very much like the relatives, the goofy relatives. Just let their little personalities emerge. And then make their little character come out. Sometimes they can evolve 4 or 5 different ways before you settle on something. So we might give her a necklace, maybe some dangly earrings. I'm going to connect her little arm here. And just give her some goofy little hands. And this one is not going to connect to her body very well, so we will just ignore this. We'll just pretend that it's connected and maybe put a little mark there that suggests it's connected. And then possibly down here. I didn't give myself much of any space down here at the bottom. So we're just going to have to give essence of feet. Maybe we'll give her some little elf shoes. Of some kind. Okay, so nothing in particular that is it's just a place to start. And then maybe we'll give her, instead of antenna for the butterfly up here, we'll give her flowers. Okay, so something like that, just to play with. You can add accessories. We could give her a ground to stand on. We could decorate her gown, and we might do that with some gold buttons or something. Who knows? Okay. All right, next one. So we're going to do a bunch of these in pencil, and then we'll come back and detail them. Okay, so let's start with the eyes first of all. maybe some closed eyes for this one. This is an interesting looking creature, and maybe long nose. Some lips. And these look like ears to me. Those were blobs on the page, so that kind of looks like ears. So we'll let that happen up there. So this really is going to be totally made up. We'll just put a skinny neck. And maybe more of a paw than a hand as such. When you have glue that gets out on the page, which this has, that makes drawing on here a little bit harder. So we might put some toe beans on the paws of the pad, like her hands. Its hands are up, paws are up like this, and so you see the little toe beans. Or we may change our minds about that. It's hard to say. And then how about some super skinny legs and made up feet. Totally made up feet. Okay, good enough. It's a good place to start. Okay, let's see on this one. Yeah, so we had just crazy weather here today. And I mean, the rain came so hard and so fast. I'm going to modify this a little bit. That it stopped up the drain outside the front door and created a lake out in front of the house, to the point that I couldn't find the drain to rake the junk out of it. And the water was over my shoes. I mean, it was just crazy. It was crazy. So I'm talking to Elton, trying to have him coach me on how to find the drain, and he's trying to explain it to me, and that wasn't working, and yeah. It was insane. Because I was supposed to go with him. He was supposed to have a test today, and I was supposed to go meet him. Trying to make just a goofy looking shoe here, and I'm succeeding in that. Yep, I'm succeeding in the goofy part. Anyway, it wasn't a big deal, but I had planned to meet him, but I couldn't even get, I couldn't get out of the house. And the gutters were stopped up, so I couldn't get out there wasn't a door in the house I could get out of without getting drowned. So, and then the lightning, oh my gosh, the lightning was insane. So, it just wasn't a great start to the day. Oh, good, Dorothy. That's great. I'm glad it got there. Okay, let's change this and let's make this, instead of bare shoulders, we'll make her, give her some kind of little fancy striped top on her little, whatever this is. Okay, let's put in a face. So it was nuts for a while. The water was crazy, and then this afternoon, just about 2 hours ago, it just got totally nuts here. And we thought that all the activity, the rain activity, was going to be over with, and instead it decided to make a big old tornado swath. I mean, it was supposed to be, I guess, a small tornado area, and it expanded to a big one. And so it was a little crazy there for a little while. And let's see, let's put some ears here. And so we don't know if this is a male, a female, just what kind of person this is. Maybe this will be one of those, I don't know. I've seen people that are dressed up like this in coffee shops around here. And just so that we make sure that we're not making fun of anybody, we're going to put a feather in the cap. Okay? Totally made up relative of some kind. Yeah, so it was wild. It was absolutely wild. I didn't know if I was going to get to stream this afternoon because it was that crazy. It was that crazy. But here we are. And I think it was all of a sudden the sun came out, and I mean, it was dark as pitch. And then all of a sudden the sun came out. And that was that. It's crazy. So we spent the weekend, part of the weekend, we spent doing flowers. And that was fun. So we planted a whole bunch of stuff last night. And yesterday, I'm going to put little toe shoes, dancing on toes. Having fun, dancing on toes. Okay, let's put in a little face. We were really hurrying last night to try to get plants planted because it was clear that the rain was coming, and so we were trying real hard. And we got a lot of them in, but whew, boy, were we working. We were working fast. Okay, so we kind of got a little hairstyle kind of started here, kind of, sort of. And then we got this hat on this head form, and let's see. We'll put a bird on it because we can put a bird on it. All right, how many more of these we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so anyway, we were beating feet trying to get things planted. We got a lot of things done, but we still have a few things. I had to go out and rescue those. They were in cardboard, one of those cardboard flats like you get at a nursery. And they were out there, they were literally out there floating. The little plants that we didn't get in the ground yet. they were unhappy. I think I got them rescued in time though. We were really working, which meant that I did a lot of bending over, and so I was doing the spinny thing in my head again last night. Not too bad, but a little bit. Anyway, it does not matter. Okay, we're just going to put stripes on. We'll just do some doodles on this little, whatever this costume thing is. We'll just put some stripes on. And some striped sleeves. And maybe some earrings. Let's see, what kind of shoes can these be? We'll just put a little chunky heel. You see what you do? Just make it up. Just make it up. Okay, so we got a place to start there. All right, this one has on pants. Let's start with the shoes, shall we? Let's put some silly shoes and some bows on the shoes, little skinny ankles, and maybe we'll let this be the midriff and left arms. Let's go the other way. Anyway, so weather-wise, it's been a wild kind of weekend and day. I'm grateful to have a safe place to live, and that we haven't floated away. Okay, so this girl is very tall. She is very tall. Okay, so we'll let her kind of take a rest there. And this one, the nasty weather will do. Connie had 2 tornado warnings in 3 days. No kidding. It's been a little crazy. It's been a little crazy. Okay, so let's... You can always add another little piece of collage material if you need to. Okay. I don't know if I can make this one make sense or not, but as though the arm is coming around. No, that's not going to work because that's going to make the arm way too long. So we'll just pretend that her arm is back behind this and that this is a present. Okay, and then she's got this. V neckline kind of thing going on, and sometimes you just have to play with sketch a little bit. Until you get something that you sort of like, and then you can adjust it when you ink it in also. And let's say she's got funny little fancy bows, extra fancy bows on her little shoe. Okay, and then Actually, let's they don't have to have 5 fingers, by the way. They can have 4 or, you know, whatever kind of cartoon hand you want to give them. Okay, and then we'll just maybe give her polka dots, since she's kind of got a polka dot thing going on down here. And maybe give her curly hair. And give her feathery antenna coming off the top of this butterfly. And we'll call that good for that, the start of that one. And this is a butterfly thing upside down, so we're going to have to work a little bit harder on this one. I think we're just going to make all different kinds of just put, okay, I'm not getting what I want, so if you don't get it the first time, erase it and try again. Okay, so we'll just put a little flower up there. And let's see, let's do a face first. This is handmade paper that this flesh color is, and so it is bumpy. Super bumpy to draw on. And just do some crazy hair. And let's see, some skinny little arms. Maybe dancing or something, who knows. And so we'll make these into pants. And maybe a belt around this one. and some, I don't know, I like the pointy feet, point like they're dancing on their my hands and my head are not agreeing at the moment. So we're just gonna go, okay, you win. So little pointy toes. Okay, and that's the end of that. All right. So we have something to work with. So let's go back to the beginning and let's ink in some of them, shall we? If you have any questions, put them in all caps. I will answer them. Yeah, if you don't know what to do, get rid of it. Move on. That is exactly right. Okay, let's get some pins out. Get out some pins. Just getting out what I've got here. And if I need to get some more, I can. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. And I also have colored pencils. So if we need to embellish a little bit, we'll add some colored pencil. Add to it. Okay? All right, let's see what we got in the way of numbers. Here's an O2. Let's try that. Always have a piece of paper ready to scratch off on to keep your pen moving, okay? Sometimes the pencil will, or the pencil will clog up your pen, and so you got to have something available to rescue the pen. I am super tired tonight. I'm sure you can tell. Didn't sleep very particularly well last night, so and I even had a little bit of a nap this afternoon, but boy, my dogs are barking and they're telling me that it is time to get to bed tonight. Okay, so let's see. Let's give her just kind of a sketchy little. Don't have to make outlines very heavy. Keep them light and sketchy if you want to. Give her some little bangs coming out from under her butterfly, whatever it is, headdress, hat, we're not sure what it is. Okay. And I'm just gonna hook her, this sleeve thing, hook it on to her dress a little bit. and then we'll come around. So I've been still doing dinosaurs. I'll be doing dinosaurs for a long time yet. I surely will. I worked on a Stegosaurus today since my whole plan got blown out of the water. I worked on a Stegosaurus block today. He's looking pretty cute. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dinosaurs done, I think. Yeah. It really is coming along. It's really getting cute. Last night my granddaughter sent me a video of her little boy that this quilt is going to be for, and the title of the video was Conversations with his name is Liam, so it was a conversation with Liam, and Liam is not 2 yet, and he is at the stage of jibber jabber. He's beginning to say lots of words and things, but he is definitely jabbering more than he is, making conversation with you. And so he is just talking along with her, just talking, jabbering away, and she'd say, "Is that right?" And he'd go, "Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh." And every once in a while you'd understand something about Dada, that's what they call their daddies, Dada. And so every once in a while he'd come up with something Dada, and my granddaughter would ask him a question like she was verifying what he was saying, and he'd go, "Uh-huh, uh-huh." He's the one that if you ask a question, he'll go, and then it's like he's thinking, and he doesn't exactly answer you, but he'll say, Oh, he's a funny baby. Funny little guy. Okay, we're going to give her some little pink pencil cheeks. And maybe a little bit of green eyeshadow to go with her. Sorry, that was probably way too high. Sorry. That's what happens when you don't watch the screen. Give her some eyeshadow up here. I'm not going to make her face actually flesh colored. I'm just going to give her a little bit of color here and there. Okay, a little bit of green eyeshadow. And then she needs to have some sparkle dots in her eyes. Like I said on the other book, most of the time these will come out to be too big, which those did, and then I will come back and chase those down a little bit so they're not quite so big. All right, then I think I'm gonna put some ball fringe, which I hate, by the way. Some people love it. I'm going to put some ball fringe. This is the only place that I can stand ball fringe, is on things I draw. I really hate ball fringe. I don't really know why, but I do. And then her shoes. Let's make her shoes. Oh, I don't know that I have a tiny gold pen here. Yes, I do. Where is it? Hold on. Hold a moment. Hold a moment. All right, we'll see whether this gold pen is too big. If it is, we'll wish it wasn't. Sometimes you have to go back and forth, and you have to put too much color in, and then you have to chase it back a little bit with some black pen and that kind of thing. Mixed metals. Yeah. Mixed metals. All right, we'll let her little eye kind of dry there, and I'll show you what I mean on this one. So on this girl, I put the white sparkle dot in, and it comes out to be too big. And so I just chase it back. And if I chase it too far and make it too tiny, then I come back and kind of have to play back and forth between the big and the black and the white until I get it to be the size that I want. But that gives you the idea. Okay, let's see if this gold pen is going to be wet for a minute. Okay, so that gives her a little bit better size to the sparkle dots in her eyes. And then maybe we'll just put a little bit of blue pencil here to just kind of tie this together. Maybe a little bit of green in here, just to tie the sleeve onto the dress a little bit. So it just makes it look like it goes together a little bit better. Okay, so we'll let her alone. We got to let that gold shoe dry. Oh, we're going to put some color in her hair, of course. I think she looks like she would be one who might have, I think she might have dark purple hair. So we're going to give her some. And there she is. A few little collage elements and a few made up lines, and there she is. Okay, so let's go to this one. And let's see what we can do. This is the one that, these are super heavy eyebrows up here. This is the one that has closed eyes. Heavy eyelashes. I've seen people like that have super heavy eyelashes, and you go, what were you thinking when you put those on this morning? So these can either be toe beans or they can be tattoos. Take your pick. All right, let's see. Add some little sleeve sort of things. And if your pen slips, you got to make it slip on the other side too. Maybe we'll just do that. Okay. And then let's see, maybe okay, so we got some shoes. Maybe we'll put a little heel. I don't know what this creature is, have no idea. Seems like it needs some ears. And maybe some curly hair right on top of that ear that I just drew in there. So suddenly it takes on a different character, huh? All right, so let's do a little collar sort of thing. And I don't know. We'll just leave that one alone for a minute. We'll leave that one alone for a minute. Scratch off the pen. Be nice if you could see it. I think that this person, whatever, might have some orange hair. And maybe two-tone not getting enough color in here, so we're gonna have to add a little bit more. Okay, maybe some cheeks. And maybe some lips. A lipstick. And how about some eyeshadow? You see what you can do? Just play. You just play. And the next thing you know, you've got something that's purely and totally goofy. I hope you guys are still here. Okay, I'm going to put some white in the collar. If I want to, I could put a little bit of pink in here just to probably be better with the flesh color. But I don't think my flesh tones are in this box, so we'll just kind of make it up. Okay? Close enough. Close enough. Close enough. All right. I'm going to erase just a little bit down here. And maybe we'll do those toe beans or whatever they are. We'll do those in black. We'll give her some outrageous nails. Some wacky, outrageous nails. And then how about for some shoes? Let's give her some shoes to go with her crazy outfit. Oh. Yeah, we'll just use these dark green. And then we'll hook her sleeves on. Hook her sleeves on to her dress just a little bit by filling in just a little bit of color. Okay? And what if we just give her some gold buttons down the front of her garment, and then we'll come back and outline those. Okay. You're still here? Okay, good. All right, so there we have two characters. We don't know who they are, nor how they relate to each other, but they're here. And let's move on to this goofy character. Okay, so we're going to make this a hat. Up here. And then feather in the cap. And then let's see. All right, let's do some little eyes. Little eyebrows. Nose. A funny little mouth. Some ears. But as you could see, you can draw ears and then you can cover them up with hair. It's totally up to you. And then when I was in, I guess it was high school, we had these big bell sleeves that were way belled out at the bottom of the sleeve. Yeah, those were the days. Skirts were short, sleeves were long and big. Bell bottoms had huge bells at the bottom of the legs. Huge bells. Okay, so let's put a little doodad up at the neckline there, and then polka dot some of these trims or some of these stripes. And then maybe this one down here. And let's see, what else? Do we want anything else on this person? I think we're just going to leave this one kind of where it is, because I really don't know what else to do with this one. Let's put a little sparkle dot in so this person can look somewhere, because it bothers me when they can't look. Yeah, I hate it when they can't look. Okay, let's see if we can erase some of the black or the pencil lines. And then we'll add a few little colored pencil things here and there. All right, how about some cheeks? Kind of give the ears a little bit of color so they look like they belong. A little color in the neck. And I don't think we'll do any color in the hands, but I think we'll do a little bit of color. Some kind of wild color. What color can we do that's wild? Well, we'll do this. This is not particularly wild, but we kind of want it to go together a little bit. So we'll add a stripe there stripe here, and then maybe color this scallopy trim on the garment. And then maybe I'm looking for a better blue here in my pencils that I have on my desk. That's probably a real obnoxious sound. Yeah, this isn't the one, but it's good enough. Okay, and some shoes in her hat. All right, color in the top of its hat, and put a little bit of darker color right here at the front, so it kind of looks like it sinks down a little bit inside that hat. And then this feather might need a little bit of a little color in that feather to make her hat, make the hat go with the dress. And shoes, well, I think she's got on, she, he, whoever has on bright green shoes to match her hat. It's hat. Whatever. Sometimes it gets very complicated these days trying to figure out things. It does. Okay, let's see if we can shinny up these little sparkle dots just a little bit, make them a little smaller. That's more size appropriate. Hey, Amber. ASMR for artists. Yeah. All right, let's see if this is dry yet. Nope. Boy, that gold pen takes some time to dry. My goodness. Maybe the earrings are dry enough that we can outline them. That way we can see them a little bit better on her. And that's kind of how I do this stuff. I just kind of go back and forth and back and forth. These buttons are outrageously big. And the bottom one clearly was not dry, so the black and the gold are going to kind of mix around a little bit. That's all right. We'll do something about that later. Sometimes you just have to let things alone, let them dry, and then come back to them. And that's the hardest thing for me. That's really hard for me to come back to it later. Let me see if I've got small thought maybe I had a really tiny pointed gold Posca. I have one somewhere. Just putting a little Sharpie earring on this person, and then I'll go back and outline them later. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Well, this should be a fun one. This one has she has a bird on her hat. Okay. Okie doke. Let's start with the bird. Okay. And let's see. Let's just do hat. Okay, so we have a little hat with a bird on it. And let's come down here, give her a shoulder and a neckline. And a sleeve. A little hand. Oh, that's cool. That's cool, Amber. She's put together a new watercolor palette and she's getting ready to test it out. That's great. That is a stubby looking little hand. Oh well. She's got her little toe shoes on. And let's see, she's got some crazy looking hair up here. She has a crazy looking dress. That's okay. I like her dress. I really do. Let's see if we can get rid of the pencil without smearing the black ink. That I always hold my breath when I do this part. Because you never know with on the different papers when they have different kinds of paints and stuff. You never know if the ink, even though it's a permanent ink, whether it has totally dried. You just never know. Let's see. Let's do some a little bit of green, a little bit of swirls of blue, maybe a little swirl of purple there, just to kind of make it go together. Shoes. Well, I think we're just going to do her shoes in black. I didn't erase the pencil. Okay, let's do her shoes in black. maybe her, let's do some cheeks. Some happy little cheeks. And a little bit of little lip line there. And then maybe a little bit of eyeshadow to go with her dress. Because any girl would be properly, she wouldn't leave home without some makeup on if she was properly dressed. And she has a bird in her hat. Give her a little bird. And just put a little blush to make it have a little bit more color. And then we got this hair situation going on. She seems like she might have blue hair. Maybe she's got some strands of color. I think her thing that holds the bird is a fascinator, so it's just, you know how they are, they're just plunked on your head. Just plunked right on there. I don't know if this will show up or not. Hey Jan, good to see you. How is Sydney? Sydney the kidney, how's he doing? You're off for another European adventure? Good for you. I'm just going to put a little bit of yellow, which you might not be able to see, but there's a little bit of yellow trim around the dress. And okay, she's ready for some sparkle dots in her eyes because she's dancing and having fun. This morning, I don't know how many of you follow Lizzie Brewer. I think she's cute. I like her. She needs some bows though. She needs some bows on her shoes. But Lizzie posted a video this morning that made me laugh so hard. She was put out with her husband, Papa. I could so relate to this. I am going to send her a card, and I would like to encourage all of you to send Lizzie Brewer a card. If you go to her channel, and you click on the tab that says About, you'll find her address in there. And I think it would be really good to just shower her with cards. Her husband has a little, I don't know how much, a little or a lot, dementia going on. And I'm just looking in the camera at what I have happening here. I'm going to make this little... Oh, thank you, Rhonda. I'm going to give her a little... more shape here, and then when that dries, I'm going to come back and put a little bit more color. See if I can kind of match her face a little bit. Anyway, she'd had a hard time with Papa, and he was arguing with her about something, as they are wont to do when you have dementia or are struggling with dementia. You can't reason with them. You just have to go where they are. Just have to go where they are. It's hard to do. Anyway, she'd had it up to her eyeballs. She went, and she was going in her room, and she was gonna... Gotta give her a belly button. She was gonna go in her room, and she was gonna sew. And she told him she was gonna call a divorce lawyer while she was in there. She says, now, that's how we talk to each other. She said, we never do it, but that's how we talk to each other. Oh, I could so relate. I could so relate. When you're dealing with somebody that has the... they're only in the moment. They're only in the moment. And oh my goodness, it's sometimes so hard to remember that. Anyway, I guess she threatened him within an inch of his life if he followed her. You know what? That's probably exactly what he did, because that is what they do. I remember telling Claus Man one time, I don't know what he had done, something that had just pushed me over the edge. I could just so relate to Lizzie. I really could. And Claus Man had just pushed me over the edge. He had found my last nerve, and he was dancing on it. And oh, I was mad. And I hated being mad. But they're just those moments where you just get mad, and you just got to blow off some steam, and you hope they don't remember it. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And I just blew a gasket. Felt terrible afterwards, of course. And I was just blowing a gasket up one side and down the other. And I told him that I was going to leave, and I'd be back later, which was a very dangerous and stupid thing to say to somebody with dementia, because you don't know what they're going to do while you're gone. And so he was following me as I was going up the steps, and he knew that I was upset. That was clear. And he looked at me and he said, "Can I go with you?" Just as sweetly as you please. I'm like, oh, then you just feel so horrible. You just feel like a horrible human. You just feel like a horrible person. Like, no, you can't go with me. You gotta go someplace to get away from you for a minute. Otherwise, you're gonna drive me absolutely over the edge. I never thought about threatening a divorce lawyer. Wouldn't have made any difference. I wouldn't have done it, and he wouldn't have understood, and yeah. Oh my goodness. If you've ever dealt with anybody with dementia, you understand what Lizzie and I are talking about. So I've got to I need to write Lizzie a card. And I would encourage you to do the same thing. So if you go to her channel, click on the About tab, you'll find her address. Just send her a card with some encouragement and some love. Those notes that people sent me when I was dealing with that situation with Clausman, I'm telling you, they meant the absolute world to me. They surely did. Lizzie's got her hands full. Not just with that situation. She's got a lot going on. Okay, so I gave her some pom-poms on her blocky shoes. Trying to squeeze in a little heel down here on her shoe. These are the clogs. These are the clogs that are, yeah, not to be believed. These clogs are so cloggy. Going around the bend and over the edge. It's a short trip. That is so true. Yeah, that's one of the things. It is so hard not to try to correct them and explain things to them. Any of you that are dealing with dementia and someone, there is a woman online. She was an occupational therapist, and her name is Teepa, T-E-E-P-A, Teepa Snow. She has a channel online, and she specializes in dementia. And she has videos, free videos. They also have paid resources, but a lot of free resources as well. Oh my goodness. When I found her, I felt like I had hit the jackpot. And now it was kind of late in the process, but you know what? I figure you find the resources when you find the resources. And she explains a lot of things in a way that makes it understandable. And one of the things she does that is so helpful is that they act out various situations, and that I found extraordinarily helpful. So anyway, if you're dealing with somebody with dementia, or you need a little extra, visit Teepa Snow. Okay, I don't want to put yellow eyeshadow on her. Let's do, how about blue? And then let's do some red. Let's do some red sleeves. So anyway, she's very good. She's very helpful, I found. And I just took advantage of the free resources, not the paid ones. I think we'll do some red down here too. I love the way this looks like a bow. Giant bow. Yep, that's it. Teepa Snow. Jan has the map and a fast car with gas. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, we need some green or blue earrings up here. We'll do green ones to kind of make her shoes kind of come up. Kind of go with her ensemble. I think she's funny. I think she's funny. All right, let's give her some sparkle dots. This is going to be tricky. Tricky business. I'm going to have to, now she looks blind at the moment. I'll have to come back and give her a little bit more black. It just helps to size down the white sparkle dots, but yet leaves the sparkle dots where you can see them. Okay, I think her bows need a little bit of color. Let's put, even though you may not be able to see it, I'm going to put a little bit of yellow in her bows down here on her little tippy toe shoes. Okay. All right, well, I think this one is funny. I love that. I do. I'll have to come back and work on the sparkle dots a little bit. Let's do one more and then we'll call it a night. The butterfly bow. That is too funny. That is too funny. She must be adjusting it up here with her little hand. You know, she's kind of adjusting her butterfly bow. They're getting better as you go along because you always start out tight when you start doing things. You'll start out tight and then you get, you know, a little looser and a little looser, and then you finally kind of get to where you're loosening up enough that they're becoming fun. Okay, let's do this girl. She is very tall. Alright, let's give her some. Okay, if I can find one of my colored pens in these, I'm going to do something else. Let me see if I can find one. I'll be right back. Okay, I couldn't find exactly what I wanted, but we'll see how this goes. If it goes terribly wrong, we'll paste something over her and call it and say, oh, never mind. That'll work well enough. I just wanted to put some red some red glasses on her. Okay. Very long, skinny neck. And let's put some eyebrows up here above her glasses a little bit. She looks happy. That's what we're after. We're after a happy girl. And she has on this funny you know, they used to wear these kinds of tops like this, except they were kind of gathered up. I don't know that we can suggest gathers. Probably can't, but we'll give it a whirl. Okay, and then let's give her some just light and we'll give her some color on this hair here in a second. Yeah, we'll kind of give her enough hair that it covers up the suggestion of the gathers under there. And then, oh, these are, who knows what kind of pants, fancy pants. Maybe this is one of those little skirt things they wear over a pair of pants. I don't know. I got nothing for you on what this is, other than it's funny. She has one bell-bottom leg and one not bell-bottom leg. And then she's got little tiny feet for such a big girl. Little tiny ankles. With nice bows. Nice little bows on her shoes. Okay. Okay, and let's see if we can get rid of a little bit of pencil mark. All right, hair. I think, what color hair do you think she has? Maybe pink? I think she has pink hair. I don't know. Let's put some pink in her hair. And maybe she'll have some, you think she has some purple? You might not even be able to see it. Anyway, she's got some purple and some pink hair. We'll give her a couple more. Streaks. Just to do it. And then, let's see, her little arms, I don't know, it probably doesn't hurt that her arms are kind of naked-ish. If I could find my peach color, is this peach? It's not exactly peach, but kind of peach. We'll color in her little belly button area, her midriff. Give her a little color. Okay, and then I think she's probably got blue lips. What do you think? We'll give her some blue lipstick. And maybe we'll give her some, maybe make her shoes blue. Make her lipstick match her shoes, don't you think? That sounds like a plan. And then maybe make her bows pink on her shoes. I think she's kind of cute. Okay, now one of the things, I know I've got two more people here, but I'm not going to finish these because my brain is tired. And it has closed. It has hung up that closed for the day. It has hung up that sign. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of, this is terracotta. And I'm going to give my people a little place to stand. Okay, so it just gives them a little place to stand, a little grounding, and a little shadow. And I don't mind if it kind of dribbles over onto the next page. The main thing you want to do when you're doing this kind of stuff is try to keep it rather even as you go across. From when you're jumping across feet and legs and stuff like that, you want to kind of keep it as even as possible. Now this one, she doesn't have to have a lot because she's on her tippy toes. So she doesn't have to have a lot of grounding, but even just that little bit really does help. And this character, even though there's not much room there, we're still going to give some ground too. Okay, a little bit of ground. If you have any questions about anything, be sure you pop them in the chat. This is our last Monday night regular stream. I may pop on from time to time if I'm missing you guys too much. I might have to pop on and see you on a Monday night. But this is going to be the last of our Monday night streams. I have enjoyed doing them for a long time. But you know what? It's time to do something different. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe go to the gym. There we go. She looks better now. Okay, so let's close up the book. And I'm sure I will add more things to these as we go along. Let's take a look. So we have all these fun, very, very colorful flowers going on. And then you turn the page and whoops, there's a weird collage person. And another. And another. So they're a little bit on the order of the Goofy relatives, but this time they have bodies. So they're going to have a story that they tell, but I don't know what that story is yet. But these are going to be funny. These are going to be fun. Okay, so there you go. That is our Goofy collage people. And thank you so much for showing up and faithfully being here. On Monday nights, I'll be back. If everything goes well and we don't float away, I'll be back on Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. We are going to be doing some traveling this summer several times, so yeah, it is what it is. I'm going to take advantage of it as long as I can. So there you go. There's some of our silly people. Thanks for being here, and I will see you all on Friday, okay? 2 p.m. Eastern. Remember to get creative today because you know it's easy. And go check out Lizzie Brewer's channel and get her address and send her a card, okay? She needs some encouragement. We can do that for her. All right, I'll see you before you know it. See you Friday. Bye for now.